very interesting, fascinating, very open, transparent, very honest, straightforward or frank, very poor, destitute, very rich, prosperous, wealthy, very scared, terrified, being scared, very intelligent, brilliant, very angry, furious, very big, gigantic, enormous, gigantic or enormous, very crowded, cramped or jam-packed. ሰላም ሰላም, this is Mr. ዮሐንስ. welcome to our team. እንኳን ደህና መጣችሁ። በጣም ደስ ብሎኛል ድጋሚ በማየቴ። ዛሬ ደግሞ አዲስ ሌሰን ይዘን መጥተናል። ከኔ ጋር አብራችሁ እንድቆዩ ኢንከሬጅ አደርጋለሁኝ። ኖትቡክ መያዝ አይረሳ. So make sure you have your notebook with you so that we can discuss different kinds of points and you can simply jot down the major points of the lesson. So please stay with me. Enjoy your time. በዛሬው ሌሰናችን ላይ ቤዚክሊ ፎከስ አድርገን የምንመለከተው ምንድነው? First, we try to avoid the word which we call it very and we replace with some kind of advanced words instead of using very with any other kind of words. very ከሌሎች ወርዶች ጋር ከመጠቀም ይልቅ advanced words እየተካን እንጠቀማለን ማለት ነው። ያንን ነው የምንመለከተው። የመጀመሪያ እሱን ካየን በኋላ replace ካደረግን በኋላ ደግሞ በእነሱ ሴንቴንስ ሰራባቸዋለን. We'll produce sentence based using these words so that we can understand the new word or the advanced word properly. So let's see the first one. Let's start with the first one. The first one is very interesting. Very interesting. So instead of saying very interesting, we can replace it with one word, which is an advanced word, which is fascinating. Fascinating. It's very interesting. The story is very interesting. Instead of saying the story is very interesting, you could say the story is fascinating. The story is fascinating. በጣም ሳቢ ነው፣ በጣም ደስ የሚል ታሪክ ነው ወይም ደግሞ ስቶሪ ነው ማለት ነው። ሚኒንጉ አንድ ሆኖ ነገር ግን በጣም ሳቢ በሆነ መልኩ ኤክስፕሬሽናችን ላይ መጠቀም ይቻላል ማለት ነው። በጣም አጓጊ ለማለት ነው። ስለዚህ the second one is very open. Very open. He is very open. በጣም ግልጽ ነው። ሐሳቡን በነፃነት ይገልጻል፣ በግልጽ ይናገራል የሚለውን ሐሳብ ነው የሚያንሰው። በጣም ግልጽ የሚለውን we can replace it with another instead of saying thank you for being very open. Thank you for being very open. So instead of this one, you could say, thank you for being transparent. Thank you for being transparent. The word is transparent, that we can replace it in the place of very open. Very open ሚለውን አያስፈልግም። ይሄን avoid ለማድረግ ምን እናደርጋለን? You could simply say transparent. በጣም ግልጽ የሚለውን ሐሳብ ያስቀምጣል ማለት ነው። በኋላ ላይ በአረፍተ ነገር ተጨማሪ ሴንቴንስ ፕሮቫይድ ያደርጋችኋለሁ. We'll see that one. How about the third one? The third one is very honest. Very honest. በጣም ታማኝ ነው. Very honest. እሱ ለማንሳት ስንፈልግ ምን ማድረግ ይቻላል? We can use, I'm going to provide you at least two. Instead of using very honest, avoiding those words, we can replace it with an advanced word which is straightforward. Straightforward. Or you can say frank. He's frank. He's straightforward. በጣም ግልጽ ነው ያለው በግልጽ ይናገራል ማለት ነው። Thank you for being transparent እንዳልነው ቅድም you can say thank you for being straightforward. Thank you for being straightforward. Or you can say thank you for being frank. Thank you for being frank with me. You can say ከኔ ጋር ግልጽ በመሆነ አመሰግናለሁ እንደማለት ነው። How about the fourth one? I'm going to show you the fourth. The fourth says he is very poor. Very poor. Very poor. So instead of using very poor, የተለመደ ቋንቋ ነው። በጣም ደሃ ነው የሚለውን ሐሳብ ለማንሳት ነው። ስለዚህ ስንጠቀም ምን ማድረግ እንችላለን? destitute. Destitute. The fifth one, very rich. በጣም ሀብታም የሚለውን ሐሳብ ለማንሳት የተለመደ ቃል ነው። ትክክለኛ ኤክስፕሬሽን ነው። አሁን የማነሳችሁ ሌሰን ትክክለኛ ኤክስፕሬሽኖች ናቸው። ነገር ግን የተለመደው ስለሆኑ to some extent boring ስለሚሆኑ it's very important to have a word choice. Word choice very important. We need to have a very good word choice. ምን መርጣቸው word choices ያስፈልጋል። የተሻለ ቮካብላሪ መጠቀም ይቻላል ማለት ነው። So instead of saying very rich, you could say prosperous. Prosperous. Or you can say wealthy. 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 በጣም ሀብታም ነው የሚለውን ለማንሳት ማለት ነው። So they are wealthy. They are prosperous. Instead of saying they are very rich, you could say they are very rich. ከማለት we can simply say they are prosperous, they are wealthy. በስድስተኛ ላይ የምናየው ደግሞ very scared. sometimes እንፈራለን፣ በጣም እንደነግጣለን። በጣም መፍራታችን ለማሳየት I'm very scared. It's possible to say that. It's a common expression. But instead of using very scared, because it's common to be used, so you could say I am terrified. I am terrified. I am terrified. በጣም ፈርቻለሁ፣ ደንግጫለሁ የሚለውን ሀሳብ ያስቀምጣል ማለት ነው። Or it's just like saying I was very scared, I was terrified. So instead of saying I was very scared, you could say I was terrified. በሰባተኛው ስቴፕ ላይ የምናየው the seventh one is very intelligent. Samuel is very intelligent. She is very intelligent. It's appropriate to use this expression, but we can replace it with brilliant. He's brilliant. በጣም ጎበዝ ነው። The eighth one is very angry. The base word is angry. You can say very angry to show the extent how that person is really mad or angry. So you can say very angry. So you can replace it with furious. Furious. I am furious. She is very angry. You replace it with she is furious. So this can replace this one. በጣም መናደድን ለማሳየት ነው። በጣም ተናዳለች የሚለውን ለማሳየት we can replace በዚህ ወርድ መተካት ይቻላል ማለት ነው። The ninth one, ዘጠነኛ ላይ ያለው ደግሞ very big. When you see something which is really big, what do you say? Oh, this is really big. Of course, it's a possible, it's a kind of right expression of English. Grammatically is correct. It's a kind of common word. So we can replace it gigantic. Gigantic. You could even say huge. Huge የኮመን የተለመደ ነው። Or you can say gigantic. በጣም huge ነገር ስናይ ማለት ነው። The tree is very big. The tree is very big. You could say the tree is, instead of saying the tree is big, you could say the tree is gigantic. The tree is gigantic. Or you can say enormous. Enormous. The tree is enormous. That building is gigantic. I saw a gigantic building. በጣም ትልቅ የሆነ ምን አየሁኝ? ቢልዲንግ አየን ብለን ማንሳት እንችላለን ማለት ነው። It's clearly you can talk about that one. በጣም ግዙፍ የሚለውን ለማስቀመጥ ማለት ነው። Or you can say enormous. Enormous በጣም ትልቅ ወይም huge ለማለት ነው ማለት ነው። And the last one, ለዛሬ ካዘጋጀሁላችሁ the last is በመጨረሻ ያለው ደግሞ very crowded. Very crowded. በጣም የተጨናነቀ ቦታ የሚለውን ሀሳብ ነው የሚይዘው። Crowded. Very crowded. So instead of saying very crowded, you could say the road is very crowded. The road is very crowded. በጣም ጃም አለ ወይም crowded ማለት ነው። So you can say cramped. The road is cramped. Cramped. The road is cramped instead of saying very crowded. Or you can replace it with the road is jam-packed. The road is jam-packed. Jam-packed. በጣም crowded ነው። The road is really jam-packed, so I was not able to go to the right place I wanted to be. Okay, the next level ምንድን ነው? We need to use these words in a sentence. Contextual sentence ያስገባን እንሰራባቸዋለን፣ እንጠቀምባቸዋለን. So if you want to master those words, አስሩን ቃሎች ማስተር ለማድረግ በደንብ ለመልመድ ፕራክቲስ ማድረግ ይፈልጋል. You have to use them in your daily activity. በየቀኑ የምትጠቀሟቸው እንቅስቃሴዎቻችን ላይ ምን ማድረግ ያስፈልጋል? ኤክስፕሬሽኖቹ መጠቀም ያስፈልጋል። 3-4 በደጋገምናቸው ቁጥር ማስተር እናደርጋለን. So instead of saying any kind of expression using very, 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 which is boring, you could use a better expression. So that's what I would like to focus on. The first one is, the first sentence is going to be this one. መጀመሪያ ሴንተንሳችን ያረፍተ ነገራችን ይሄ የሚሆነው ማለት ነው። First, I had a very interesting story. I had a very interesting story. So instead of this one, what do you say? I had a fascinating story. A fascinating one. በጣም ደስ የሚለውን ስቶሪ ሰምቻለሁ እናለው። ሁለተኛ, the second one is, thank you for being very open with me. Thank you for being very open with me. This is በጣም ግልጽ በመሆኑ I'm really excited ደስ ብሎኛል በሚል ሀሳብ ነው ያለው ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ ግልጽ የሆነውን ሰው እንዴት አድርገን እናሳለን ማለት ነው። በሌላ ስንጠቀም ምን ማድረግ ይቻላል? Thank you for being transparent with me. Thank you for being transparent with me. Transparent with me. በጣም ግልጽ ስለሆንክ ከኔ ጋር አመሰግናለሁ የሚለውን ሀሳብ ይይዛል ማለት ነው። ሶስተኛ ፈጠን ብዬ አነሳለሁኝ. So you can go back through the video 3-4 times and you can find out their expressions. The third, he gave a very honest response. He gave a very honest response. በጣም ታማኝ የሆነ ምላሽን ሰጥቶናል ነው። So he gave a straightforward responses. He gave a straightforward responses. straightforward የሆኑ መልሶችን ቀጥታ ነገረን። And the fourth ላይ የምንመለከተው ደግሞ we drove through very poor neighborhood. We drove through very poor neighborhood. በጣም ድህነት ያጠቃው አካባቢ ላይ አለፍን ብለን ለማንሳት ስንፈልግ ምን ማድረግ እንችላለን? Instead of saying we drove through very poor neighborhood, you could say we drove through destitute place or neighborhood. We drove through destitute neighborhood. በጣም ችግር ያለበት ድህነት ያጠቃው አካባቢ ላይ አለፍን ለማለት ነው። And the fifth one is going to be this is a rich city. You can say this is a rich city. This is a rich city. So instead of saying this one, you can say this is a prosperous city, a wealthy city. ማይቻል በጣም ሚስ ቦታ ለመናገር እንችላለን ማለት ነው። ስድስተኛው some people are very scared of snakes. Some people are very scared of snakes. Instead of saying they are scared of snakes, you could say some people are terrified of what? Snakes, or terrified of snakes. Or you can say instead of terrified even you can use petrified. Petrified means being scared also. Terrified is also it is the synonym of or similar meaning of which is scared. Scared የሚለውን ቦታ ይተካል ማለት ነው። This is the sixth one. Let's go to the seventh one. ሰባተኛው ላይ ደግሞ ስንመለከት ምንድነው የምናየው? The seven is going to be my teacher is very intelligent. You can say my teacher is very intelligent. በጣም ጎበዝ ነው፣ ስማርት ነው ለማለት ነው። So you could say that one, but because my teacher is brilliant. My teacher is brilliant. He's very smart. He understands major concepts and he explains things very well. So you could say my teacher is brilliant instead of saying very intelligent. The last one, which is the 10th one, የመጨረሻው ደርሰናል። አይዞን ደርሰናል። አስረኛ ላይ አሁን እንደወደዳችሁ ተስፋ አደርጋለሁ። ወርዱ ምንድነው? ቅድም እንዳነሳሁት ምንድነው? ክራውድድ የሚለውን ለማንሳት ነው። ክራውድድ ለቦታ ለመንገድ የሚሆን ፕላስ ደግሞ ኢቭን ሊፍት ላይ ስንወጣ ብዙ ሰዎች በአንድ ሊፍት ውስጥ ከገቡ ኤሌቬተር ላይ ያሉት እንትን ይሆናል ማለት ነው። ክራውድድ ብለን መጠቀም ይቻላል። So he doesn't like to use very crowded elevators. He doesn't want to use those kind of elevators. So instead of saying that one, what do you say? He doesn't like to use cramped elevators. He doesn't want to use cramped elevators. የተጫነቀ ኤሌቬተሮችን መጠቀም ምን አይልም አይፈልግም ማለት ነው። አጠቃላይ ዛሬ እነዚህ ናቸው ወርዶች። the words I have today for you. Instead of using very and the words next to it, you can replace with this advanced English words. So okay, let's go through those 10 words I have been mentioning. So let's go through them once. ከኔ ጋር እንደሆናችሁ አስባለሁ። አንድ ያስሩን ወደ ታች ወርዳችኋል. I just want you to listen to me properly. Very interesting, fascinating. Very open, transparent. Very honest, straightforward or frank. Very poor, destitute. Very rich, prosperous, wealthy. Very scared, terrified, being scared. Very intelligent, brilliant. Very angry, furious. Very big, gigantic, enormous, gigantic or enormous. Very crowded, cramped or jam-packed. Thanks so much. Bye.